Oh, whoa, hey, come on, Kelly. Come on, we're men, we're not piñatas. Come on.
To be honest, I'm not sure he really is.
And boom, we're live. Welcome to the American Movie Podcast. This is your host, Matthew Benjamin. Happy you're here. Today, we're going over the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Okay, so Buster Scruggs is the first story in a set of 6 stories. This movie is directed by the Coen Brothers, and I believe they wrote this over the course of 25 years. They wrote these Western tales, and this is an anthological movie, and what I mean by that is that they have a set of 6 stories together, and then they're all separate, no character crossover whatsoever, and I loved it. It was awesome. Okay, so if you don't know the Coen Brothers, they directed Burn After Reading, No Country for Old Men, another Western, and I think that was a Western. It was set in the West. And The Big Lebowski. So I loved this. Okay, so it shows all the characters, and it's like maybe some of the stories are 10 minutes. So it's like a 2-hour movie, and it was amazing, all right? So it's set up in the wild, wild West, and it starts off with the Ballad of Buster Scruggs himself. And Buster Scruggs is, I don't want to go into it too much. I don't want to spoil this because I want you to watch it. But buyer beware, okay? It is harsh and brutal, and it shows just how unlucky you could be in the West and how just close quarters and how brutal the West was. And it's so mind-blowing to watch this. Like, this is one piece of art that, like, I love this about movies where it can totally change your attitude towards anything. So you're just like, man, at least we're not dealing with that set of dire straits where it's like, dude, there's a well and it just has bad water and people go thirsty. You're just like, oh God. So it's much harsher than people being parched. But you get the point. And it was mind-blowing at these stories. Like, some of them the majority of them have to deal with death and the uncertainty and the just arbitrariness of nature, you know? So it was so cool this way. And there's a paramount amount of heavy hitters inside these stories. So you get James Franco, who's in this story. You get Tom Waits. He was in this story. And you also get Liam Neeson, the one and only Liam Neeson. So, yeah, his daughter's not in this. It was way before that. So it was mind-blowing. So you get to see, like, old-time saloons. You get to see what I was also struck by was the cinematography of this. Like, you get to see how beautiful the West is, and you can understand why people wanted to venture out there. Even though the harshness and the cruelty existed, people saw opportunity there. And it was beautiful, but it was just like the entire set of this was just mind-blowing. I want people to watch this. This is like how I think Netflix movies should be now, because I think a lot of people's attention just goes away. It just goes away immediately. And this set of 6 stories all inside one narrative, it's not a chronological movie or series where you have to devote 40 hours or 30 hours and you finish and you find out who the murderer is. No, you get a set of 6 biteable, digestible stories within the matter of 2 hours. I loved that. It was amazing that way. So they're almost like allegories. So there's always some sort of lesson to be had in these stories. And the very first one, I don't want to go into it too much, but everybody's on the chopping block. Like, the West is ruthless, and they hammer this home that nobody or anything cares about your existence inside of this just horrible environment. So you get to see this, and you're just on the edge of your seat for the most part. And the Coen Brothers do a great job of making it so harsh, but also somewhat comical in some of them. So, like, you get some of these just horrible, horrendous, gut-wrenching stories that end terribly, but then you also get some comic relief, and you get some some slow introduction to the madness that is these allegories or this anthological series inside this movie. And it was just so freaking cool, man. So I'll just go through the list. So they have the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. He's like this amazing marksman. He shoots really, really well, and he's just trying to be good in like an area of bad. Okay, so I don't want to go into too much. And then you also get Near Algodones, and that's the one with James Franco. He's a bank robber, and God, dude, he's so handsome in this. He looks like a rugged cowboy, so handsome. You get Meal Ticket, and that is the one with Liam Neeson. So you get to watch Liam Neeson. He is a impresioso. So he's, I think that's he's impresioso. So has this runaround entertainment wagon, and there's this man there, and he's got no arms, and he's got no legs, and he's an orator. So he just recites either notorious speeches, like I believe he quotes Abraham Lincoln. I think he does 7 years ago, I think. And then he also does the Constitution, and there's so many in there. And so that one was just crazy. That was probably one of the craziest ones. And then another one was All Gold Canyon, and this is the one with Tom Waits. So if you don't know Tom Waits, he's a great actor. He's older now, but yeah, he was amazing in this. And All Gold Canyon is about this prospector, and he's just looking for gold and running around, and he finds this great clearing, and it's this beautiful, serene clearing, and he checks this bad boy out, and he's like, man, this is the spot. This is the spot where I'm going to look for gold. So he pans for gold, and I don't want to get into it. I loved this. This one was probably the craziest. Dude, they were all freaking crazy, but yeah. So another one is The Girl Who Got Rattled. And this was the most mysterious one that I did not see coming, okay? I had no idea how this was going to go. I thought it was going to be horrible. I thought, like, there was just so many surprises and turns and right hooks that you're just, like, in shock and traumatized after that one. And you're just like, man, I probably should call someone. And so that one was crazy. And then I believe it's Moral Remains is the very last one. That's the sixth one. And this one is set all upon a stagecoach, and you get these reapers who are pretty much bounty hunters or so, and they're just swapping stories between these three pretty much civilians or pedestrians that are just along for the ride. And you don't get to see anything else besides that. And it's just this exchange of dialogue between these two pretty much just ruthless dudes and these three people who were just completely cut from a different cloth. So you get like this really hillbilly guy that had a wife that only knew Spanish, and like then you get another Frenchman, and then you get this pristine pearl clutching woman who is her husband's like spiritually like I don't know, renowned. So yeah, so the Ballad of Buster Scruggs was amazing because the format, and the Coen Brothers are obviously amazing as well. So I was blown away at that. And it was also just, you don't know who's gonna get taken down. You just don't know who's getting taken down. You don't know what's going on. You're just like, where am I? What am I doing here? And the West doesn't give a damn about it. So let me know what you thought of this movie. If you checked it out, if you have any questions, if you want me to do like a thorough deep dive, let me know. I will gladly do that. And if you want to support the podcast, review us on iTunes. That helps greatly. Feel free to share on your own blog or podcast or on social media. And let me know what you thought of Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It was awesome for me. So until next time, folks, thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Round one, fight.
Come on. Oh, whoa, hey, come on. Come on, Kelly. Come on, we're men, we're not pinatas. Come on.
To be honest, I'm not